resist it. You don't have the knowledge, you don't have the wisdom, you don't have the resources to understand that something's been put over on you. You cannot but help believe the definition of it as a free agent. But you believe yourself to be a free agent as a result of not being free. That is to say, of being hopelessly unable to resist society.
Lobbying to get what they want. Well, we know what they want. They want more for themselves. I'll tell you what they don't want. They don't want a population of citizens capable of citizenship. They don't want well-informed, well-educated people capable of citizenship. Not interested in that. That doesn't help them. That's against their interests. Right. They don't want people who are smart enough to sit around and get
Where the Patriots set, red mega on the hat, yeah, it's like that and we ain't turning back. Bet you thinking that you brave with a different flag, way to find out the hard way, you don't burn my flag. Raise up, put them stars in the sky. Raise up, for American pride. Raise up, another term, Trump is back. Raise up, boy, I dare y'all to burn my flag. Raise up. So let me get this straight. You got your flag waving while you living where you hate. You snuck across the border cause you heard that it was great. And it is, now you wanna light our flag up in flames? That's the same thing, God, that we ain't headed left anymore. If we were, there'd be nothing left, that's for sure. Sending Ukraine money, but we got our own war. Hope you got your bags packed, cause you're about to get deported. Oh Lord, it's gonna get worse before it gets better. Cause we all know ain't nothing peaceful about these protesters. 45 on my hip and Trump is back for 47. But he's only one, man, we gotta do this all together. Where the Patriots set, red mega on the hat, yeah, it's like that and we ain't turning back. Bet you thinking that you brave with a different flag, way to find out the hard way, you don't burn my flag. Raise up, put them stars in the sky. Raise up, for American pride. Raise up, another term, Trump is back. Raise up, boy, I dare y'all to burn my flag. Raise up, you boys wanna start a fire and you started one. Better not protest in the street when my cars come telling me I need to chill, saying that I'm on one. But your boy is red-pilled, I'm in it for the long run. Yeah, but I ain't running from intimidation, like illegals when they running from the immigration. I love me and haters looking them right in their faces and laughing when their energy changes. I do this for our nation. They say it's lame, they say it's corny. No, it's lame, staying silent while they burning Old Glory. Either with me or against me, cause I'm riding to the death. For the red, white, blue, my only question. Where the Patriots set, red mega on the hat, yeah, it's like that and we ain't turning back. Bet you thinking that you brave with a different flag, way to find out the hard way, you don't burn my flag. Raise up, put them stars in the sky. Raise up, for American pride. Raise up, another term, Trump is back. Raise up, boy, I dare y'all to burn my flag. Raise up.
America is back, baby. And welcome to the greatest broadcast on the face of the earth. The voice of America is alive and well and kicking, broadcasting from the Nolans Command Center HQ. And to all of you foreign nationals out there who believed you had us with your phony, fictitious, radical Marxist fucking protest, you're sadly mistaken, baby. Come in closer. You're sadly mistaken as I tell you this tonight. On America's microphone and the greatest nation on earth tonight, we've got a mighty dissertation and a mighty broadcast lined up for you all. To all of you stupid motherfuckers who coming through this channel, dropping little trinkets and breadcrumbs about what Jimmy wants, well, baby, me and Jimmy still talk on the low. Don't you fucked up. But all this bullshit about go back to his channel, this day is long over with. Fuck your invitations and fuck your sabotage. I'll be determined to save our great nation. I'm not in a cult. So I will call out the Commander-in-Chief, POTUS, Donald Trump, for his shortcomings. See, we're not like you liberal scum who are in a cult of personality and virtue signaling and all of the above. We are true red blood Americans. Red blood is running through your veins in this red, white, and blue nation of ours. I must iterate, the greatest country on earth. Let's begin, because tonight, a lot of you foreign fucking ass will be exposed. You will be called out. And who? This includes you too, FBA, on this Juneteenth broadcast. See, I used to believe acronym organizations and so-called movements too when I was strict, but not anymore. See, I'm red-blooded, red-pilled, a true American. And what do I mean by a fucking true American? I mean, one who works hard for a living, one who believes there's but one of Abraham, the God of the Bible, one who doesn't expect her government to do for her, yet she will do for government. I hope you loved that short video intro we wrote at the credits. It's spot on. Tonight, we're going to expose how this nation is still under siege by Joe Biden, his globalist handlers, saboteurs, the neocons, and yours truly, the Zionists, the architects of 9/11. I'm going to take you on a brief trip, a brief journey, not very long, but you will go on a trip. For those of you who love to blame Trump as sole commander and deporter, I've got news for you. Barack Hussein, a bastard, was just as much a commander and deporter, just like Bill Clinton, some years ago. Millions of illegal aliens off on illegal immigration. But why do you not call him out in your no protests? Those are the questions patriots want to know the answers to. But this isn't about Obama tonight. This is about the protesters and their fool's games called anti-ICE riots and no kings protests. They are but fool's games. I could end this broadcast now just by simply saying this. When the smoke clears from these bullshit protests, honey, you will see that America will remain a beautiful of law and order. See, a short 4 years ago, during the first summer of love, these Negroes, swarthoids, and idiots believed that they are going to overturn law and order in this nation, but you were wrong. So fucking wrong. Today, as I speak to you, America remains a country of law and order. America is back. So let that sink in. Let us get started tonight with this powerful dissertation. But first, we would love to set our sights on America's founding, America's beautiful founding fathers. Because America's founding fathers set out to ensure America would never be a dictatorship, could never be ruled by a tyrant or a king. America, you idiots, is the only nation on earth where dictators, fascists, tyrants, and kings cannot prevail. Let me tell you why in a short few words. In a few short words. We have a constitution, don't you know, set up by our handsome founding fathers. We have a separation of powers, you idiots. We can never be ruled by tyrants, fascists, or kings or tyrants. The U.S. Constitution's separation of powers into 3 branches of government, along with a system of what? Checks and balances, is designed to prevent tyranny in this nation by ensuring that no single branch has too much power. The legislative branch, Congress, passes bills, but the president can veto them and Congress can override a veto. Got it? With a 2/3 majority vote, the executive branch of government, king, but Congress must approve executive appointments, and the Supreme Court can rule on the constitutionality of executive actions. No kings here. Though I'm looking for the king daddy, I can't find him anywhere. The judicial branch of government, the Supreme Court and other lower courts interpret the laws, but the president nominates Supreme Court justices and the Senate confirms or denies these nominations. The Supreme Court can also strike down actions by the legislative and executive branches. So there are no kings, indeed, in America. The framers of the Constitution believe that concentrating power in one body would lead to tyranny. Instead, they created a system of checks and balances that creates a dynamic tension between the branches, making it more difficult for them to take concerted action and less likely for any one branch to abuse its authority. So I have this one question. Why? Why, despite the workings of our forefathers, idiots running amok in the streets, claiming you are oppressed, when it was you who came here illegally to cross that region, separate your families, to endure the harsh realities, the penalties even of the cartels and coyotes upon you. It wasn't President. It was not. Oh, we've got some ground to cover here tonight. And let us cut to one chase here, everyone, because these idiots who are protesting believe that we are against illegal immigration. I mean, legal immigration, excuse me. We are not against legal immigration. This conversation, this debate is not about stopping legal immigrants from immigrating to America. No. See, you have indeed a pathway to become a citizen of America, but you choose it not. You choose the microwavable episodic shortcut through the Rio Grande. You choose to jump the wall. You are a disgrace to your forefathers who chose to immigrate here legally. You are half the men and half the women they were. Just break down some short definitions as we get started in the most powerful broadcast in all of America. You are listening, I remind you, to the voice of America if you are tuned in to this transmission. See, a lot of folks believed I was wrong on X 5 months ago when I stated clearly Netanyahu's war with Hamas would be likened to that of the neocons and George W. Bush. The final nail coming close, Daddy, that breaks the back of the MAGA regime. Now, Candace Owens is saying it, Tucker Carlson is saying it, those with the biggest megaphones are saying it. But why are they saying it? Because I was right. Oh, Elon Musk chooses to throttle me, censor me, and silence me upon it. Honey, get it together. Let's break down some definitions for you. See, because a lot of folks get lost in the sauce. They're not surgical with this bitch, as I am. They want to talk about America was built by settlers, not immigrants. Wrong again. America was not built by settlers nor immigrants. Because a settler is too close to what an immigrant is. And I'm going to show you through these definitions. We cannot win this argument claiming America was built by settlers. But it's better than saying she was built by immigrants. See, I'm more of the persuasion America was built by colonists. And what is a colonist? A colonist does migrate, but doesn't immigrate into something existing nor to assimilate into an existing nation, as do settlers and immigrants. Settlers and immigrants, ladies and gentlemen, are one and the same. See, this is the problem with most MACA who believe they are red pilled. No, you've barely come of age. You don't get it. You're still riding on the cusp of neocons. Believe in every fucking word of war hawks and warmongers. First, I've got a question. Where the fuck is Tozy Gabbard right now to check Trump? Mrs. Moore. She is quieter than a rat pissing on cotton because she's afraid. Oh, they gave her a big position in government. She's afraid to call him out now. Sorry for the distractions, for the sidebars. Let's go through these definitions, please. Colonists are generally not considered immigrants because they maintain a political and cultural connection to their home countries, as settlers and immigrants do not, which oftentimes, again, they have a connection with their home land. What is an immigrant? A person who comes to live permanently in a foreign country. So why do you fight, Mr. Hispanic? As if you're some hero in the streets. To live permanently in our land, as you claim, your land is better than ours? Well, I've got something for you tonight. What is an illegal alien? We're getting warmer now. A foreign national who is living without official authorization in a country of which they are not a citizen. All of you assholes who've come of your own free fucking will across the Rio Grande, Daddy, across these borders, are illegal aliens. You don't even qualify to be immigrants. You are, more rather, nationals. I'm going to break it all down for you tonight, so there's no mistaking. What is a settler? A person who moves with a group of others to live in a new country or area permanently, just like an immigrant. The definitions have a curious similarity. Wouldn't you believe? Wouldn't you agree? Some of you all, so-called MACA, you're not hard enough to be MACA yet. You're still being ruled by the globalists, the warmongers, the war hawks. They've got you by the balls and the clit. You're not ready even to call out the deep state and the president when he's slipping. And do we have more definitions to get into? Let me check. No, we don't. So in the interest of time, let the voice of America pursue more pressing issues. First, we're going to talk about kumbaya, if you will. We're going to talk about people of color, if you will. We're going to talk about the bullshit civil rights movement. We're going to talk about yours truly. Is this thing gone? FBA. Briefly, before I take off like Scud missiles on these immigrants' asses tonight. Hunty, she says, I hope I don't get killed for being black today. Let me drink to this shit. Just let me have a sip of my Bacardi. Hold on. Honey, don't you realize? Don't you understand? You are not fucking black, Missy. You're a mulatto immigrant. No, sorry. You're a mulatto. Biracial, just like me. See, I used to be so stupid too. I used to say that too when I was struggling with it. A Democratic zealot and a puppet. Yeah, I used to say that shit too till I woke up. Why do I bring up these kumbaya people of color? Because, wouldn't you know it, the puppet masters, such as George Soros, the deep state, have wound and gassed you fucking Hispanic immigrants all the way to the East African immigrant, all the way to the dirty sand Negro out of the so-called Middle East. They've gassed you up to believe you have a rightful cause here today, burning down America, a country you've claimed you don't really want to live in, a country you've claimed your motherland is much better than. Well, let me just set you straight. But first, let's talk about these fucking black national, foreign nationals, if you will. And here's your fucking dirty ringleader, and I've been telling you for years. Just like I told you, you weren't fucking listening when I told you FBA, ADOS were one and the same, in the same stinking dirty boat. When I exposed ADOS for being nothing more than a Democratic Front organization. But here we are today, and I've got to get credit where credit's due, too. To Bay, he's been doing some great work exposing these jackasses. They call themselves foundational Black Americans. Well, the truth is, just because you slap the title American on the end of your bullshit gang organization doesn't make it legit. Don't you understand, Papa? Move in closely, please. Don't be distracted by my bosom. Daddy Tariq. Pimp Daddy Tariq. Don't you understand? This continent is called America. America doesn't simply apply to the US of A. You got South America, North America. There are 23 nations in America. Venezuela, they could slap American on their shit. Won't make it legit. And here's the part I really want to home in on, see, because a foreign national in this land, he waves the flag of his own desire, his own nation. What the fuck is this on your screen, folks? It's not an American flag, it's a communist flag, it's a black foreign national fucking flag. I've been telling you all this shit isn't going anywhere. And why have all the protests from FBA been nothing burgers? Why? I could tell you why in a few short words. They only latch on to Democrat movements and rallies and claim them as FBA rallies. The whole California reparations thing? Yes. Tariq Nasheed lives in Los Angeles, so he just stepped out of his home one morning and said, "This is an FBA rally," when indeed it was not. It was a Democrat rally. Even worse, every FBA protest, far and few in between, has been weak. The 92 riots in LA were much stronger. The No Kings protest, much stronger. And even the anti-ICE protests have more heart than your bullshit FBA protests. Where the fuck are you now, FBA, to protest in Los Angeles, to reclaim it as your own? as you are the foundation. No, he's cowering on the fucking internet of places. Gum bumping. When motherfuckers try to tell me to join some bullshit like this, some washout story like this, some, what's the word, identity politics such as this, it boils my blood. Because I don't have time as an American citizen, as a career woman working 12-hour shifts a day, to meddle about with bullshit that goes no place. What have they done in all this time to bring you reparations? Jack shit. But again, you heard the definition of a foreign national. Should I read it to you once again? I don't think we will, because we want to press forward. The protesters are sadly mistaken. But again, we cannot blame them for their puppet masters have called upon them for this very moment. The puppet masters, I remind you, have finally come out of the shadows to make themselves known. The same architects of the first summer of love. But you see what's happened to these protests, and you're going to love this shit, is, and I showed that woman of color earlier to make this point. You're not special, so-called FBA, you foreign black nationals. Because now you've clearly become surplus labor. You've been replaced by immigrants. The pastors such as George Soros planned this well. And the Democrats planned it so well. You've been replaced. You're not special because you can stand up and burn some shit to the ground. Any old fool can do that here in America. And let me tell you something else, FBA. Let me pull up his picture as I do. This one's really gonna hurt. I'll be in your ball sack. It's gonna hurt so bad. I'll spare you none. You talk about Africans running in the fight. You talk about other immigrants such as Venezuelans, Hispanics running from a fight. Baby, you ain't never been told the truth before because you swarthoids like to fuck around. See, the problem is, honey, the Voice of America don't play. I stopped being delusional a long time ago. Listen to me carefully when I say this to you. You ran from the antebellum motherfucking South. I didn't stutter. The majority of Negroes in America have fled the antebellum deep South. And I'm going to tell you the fuck why. Because, master, it was so hard in the South for us to get opportunity. And what did you do? You ran to the free fucking North. Oh, you chose the states that were liberal, so liberal and friendly and easy to cut up in. You're not on any fucking battlefield here in America. California was not, will never be a slave-holding state. Am I coming in clear, Mr. Tariq and your zealots? You fled the antebellum South to never return. And in slaveholding states, you fled to more liberal territories. You fucking hypocrites. You ran in the fight as well. Now deal with it. I'm going to ask you this one question. Why don't you go back today to the antebellum South and pick up the fight? Pick up where your ancestors of FBA, so-called FBA, left off. You won't do it because you know those states are founded and enforced by men in the Bible Belt. Men who don't fuck around and stand your ground states. You know you're asking for a war. Fucking around in the deep South. That's why you cower here in the free fucking North, begging for handouts. Who the fuck you talking to ran? You ran in the fight and have yet to fucking return. I want to know, why don't you pick up your weapons now and go back into the deep South protesting, give us reparations, white Southern American. Here's why you won't. You know, just like, what was his name? That jigaboo Swarthoid went fucking around in Georgia and got killed. Ahmaud Arbery, just like that poor fucking idiot. You're gonna wind up dead in a stand your ground state. And see, in Florida, you immigrants who the fuck over will hawk someone's car, try to shut down traffic or freeways. And again, just like these jigaboos were in liberal territory, soft underbelly liberal, the white fucking liberal, as you beg for set-asides and handouts like a chump, like a little fucking schoolgirl. Excuse my French, but I've got your number tonight, like only I can do. To switch gears, I haven't ruffled any feathers tonight. However, we have more ground to cover, America, as they're burning our homeland, claiming we owe them something that we do not. First and foremost, thank you to Los Angeles Finest, LAPD, to all American law enforcement and ICE, baby, who are towing the line tonight. We back the blue. You know, it is funny, really, that you claim we owe you something. You claim you have to protest a king here in America when our three branches of government, plus checks and balances, make it impossible for us to have a king as a ruler or a dictatorship. Let's talk about the Constitution a little bit, shall we? And the fact that we fought and warred against a bloody king in Great Britain to forge and build this land. Oh, how disrespectful you immigrants are. You have to come into my fucking country and protest against a king. Let me tell you something. Along with George Soros, his dirty, stinking, low-down, dirty, satanic, even, white liberals you onto that shit and put you up to it. Those are the talking points and the ideologies of white fucking liberals. Most of these protests even are powered by dirty, stinking white liberals. Look at them on the screen. The same pro-abortion crowd. The pro-abortionists, those who claim Margaret Sanger was a hero. These are the same assholes who are putting you up to this shit. So all these protests are fucking stinking white. And then you got some jigaboo swarthoids out there fucking around. Ought to be reading a book. The American Revolution helped establish a democratic government that aimed to protect the people from tyranny and ensure that the government was founded on the consent of the governed. Founded on the consent of the governed. What the fuck does that mean, even? You goddamn liberal zealots. You immigrant filth. The citizens of America consented to our way of life, our law and order, our government that governs us. So you coming here as a Johnny come lately protesting when your forefathers ain't did jack shit to build this land, you're out of your fucking minds. This government does not represent, should I say, represent foreign nationals. We don't give a fuck how much turning up you do, how many things you burn to the ground. This government represents those who consented to the representation of the governed, the American citizen. The Declaration of Independence, the Second Constitutional Congress, that is, declared that all people in America, American citizens, have natural rights to liberty, life, and the pursuit of happiness. The most important part is the U.S. Constitution we should speak on. The Constitution guarantees the American people, the what? The American people, certain inalienable rights. It didn't say the Constitution of America guarantees foreign nationals inalienable rights. The American people. Let's break down what representative government is. The colonists fought for a representative government based on chartered rights and constitutional liberties. Self-governance. The colonists became accustomed to governing themselves because we have fucking borders. We're not sharing this governance with foreign national invaders. And many approved of self-governance. The American Revolution also undermined arguments that justified the enslavement, well, of Africans and their descendants, and encouraged women to demand the same legal right as men. And we could go on and on. We could talk about all of the original colonies, the colonists who created them, as opposed to these myths that America was built by settlers or immigrants. It's just not true. These are liberal arguments out of Yale College, Harvard, powered by the stinking dirty Zionist. Because the Zionists played a part in the illegal immigration game. Let's talk about it. Let's get into that little phrase, which is the last thing that I want to touch on tonight. A nation of immigrants. The phrase originates with a title of a John F. Kennedy book in 1958. And this is kind of a sensitive point, but I think it's important to be sure and true to the historical record. It's really in this entire friction of this book, this kind of conception we have of immigration. See books from Harvard, Yale, and Princeton. The hook nosed Zionist, low down, dirty bastard. Is really primarily a product of 20th century what? Jewish ethnic activism, essentially supplemented by Italian and Irish Catholic ethnic activism, and supplemented by some key old money wasps at some really critical points. And those, of course, are the Schulers of the world. And I think it's totally understandable. I think Catholics wanted to be accepted as fully American. If you know the Kennedy family background, even as a so called lace curtain Irish family, the upper crust Irish, they were not fully accepted among the Boston Brahmin crowd. Jews, of course, lived in constant fear of a united ethnic state in which they were not welcome. They had lots of really unpleasant experiences even before World War II, and then obviously in the aftermath of the Holocaust. And let me start right say this. The Holocaust was wrong. It was a bloody thing that happened. We're not here promoting it. You ask this question of you, Netanyahu, Mr. B Security. Why is it that the coalition, along with America, fought 2 world wars to protect you, the Jewish man and woman, and family? And they were able to win those wars and stop those wars and bring those wars to an end. They were not forever wars. I listen to war hawks and warmongers and globalists. They ended those wars. And here's the most important part. The Holocaust didn't come back at all. It didn't come back at all. And the Jews lived in peace, not exterminated from the face of the earth for many, many, many years. To this argument, if you stop fighting in the East, the Holocaust will return. This argument, which is nothing but a lie, if you stop fighting in the Middle East, all Jews will die tomorrow. It is bullshit. Excuse me. We're being lied to, America. These wars can't be fought, waged, and stopped in due time. The president seems to believe it's good governance to give or free reign heal the Middle East. Listen, Mr. President, is this thing gone? This notion that you're going to hold out for some second wind, some peace through strength. That's the shit fairy tales are made on. If you keep holding out in support of this war, you're going to destroy your second term and the MACA coalition. The thing you should have done was to say, you're not in support of Russia, Ukraine. You are not in support of Israel, Hamas, and Iran, which is Persia. Cut ties on all aid and funding and make manifest the mandate we elected you for. Come see about the American people for once. So sick and tired of this status quo bullshit forever wars consuming my government. How do you destroy a great American with forever wars hitched to the hook Zionist? And so you see, then after the Holocaust, sensitivity became really heightened. But I think that informed what became this project to create this immigrants theory, ideology, kind of out of whole cloth in the 1950s. So we have the book written in 1950, republished in 1964 after Kennedy's assassination, with the express purpose of trying to pass what became Hart Celler. And it was written in an outline form by historian provided by the Anti-Defamation League, ADL, which is the most important Jewish civil rights umbrella organization. And it was written by a Jewish protege. So you see, I could go on, America, but we've got so much more to get into. Now, Black America, you've watched as you've become somewhat surplus, you've become somewhat inefficient, more rather, and um, irrelevant. You've watched as your so brave the protest in America's American streets has been usurped by kumbaya people of color. What is an immigrant protest? Is a people of color movement. It is kumbaya fucking ya. Oh, you're not special no more. It's time to pull up your big boy and your big girl pants. Pick yourself up by the bootstraps. Get an education, some merit, and do something with yourselves. The streets, it's not your place anymore. But when we look at scenes from the 92 LA riots, we find a much stronger protest than any FBA so called protest ever. But any old fool can burn shit to the ground. It doesn't make you special. In fact, when I look at these scenes, it's hard to tell the 92 LA riots from present day BLM and anti ICE riots and No Kings protests. If I ask you, the viewer at home, what are you currently looking at? Is it the 92 riots or scenes from present day America? The ICE and No Kings protest, you'll probably tell me a No Kings protest. No, this is a scene out of 1992, Watts LA riots. Because any old fool can act like an ape in the streets of America for attention. Any old fool can burn shit to the ground. This, I give you, is nothing but a fool's game, and they tell us that the immigrants are so consequential to America. The day laborers, they term them. Well, let's look into these fucking day laborers and see for ourselves. Undocumented immigrants in American institutions. In the field of construction, there are only 13.7% undocumented illegal foreign nationals working. In agriculture, 12.7%. Hospitality, another 7.1%. General services, 6.5%. Wholesale trade, 5.5%. Transportation, warehousing, another 5.5%. Manufacturing, 5.4%. And professional services, 4.7%. Overall, that's a 4.6% illegal immigration workforce. So, to this notion, they're so important to America's infrastructure. Honey, that's another bald-faced fucking lie. We don't need you at all in America. And if you really wanted to be a man about it, you'd be protesting in Venezuela, of all places, Mexico, of all fucking places. Why? Well, to make your shithole countries better. Your shithole nations, believe it or not, deserve better. See, while you're wasting time here in the American streets, your cities are rotting to the core. But you're not man enough to burn cars there, to loot and steal there, to burn shit to the ground there, to make your lives better. And the so-called place where you claim your culture is better than American culture. Buddy, I've got news for you. You're taking part in a fool's game, a zero-sum game. When the smoke clears, America will remain a beautiful country of laws and order. Just like a short 4 years ago was wasted in BLM riots, America remains a beautiful nation of laws and order. You can't stop it. We are the governed. We chose and consented to the government. You can't stop it, how hard you try. But if you really wanted to stop it or change our government, why don't you go to city council meetings? Oh, but you're not documented. You can't. Oh, the right way to do it is to get your families who've come here legally to petition city council meetings for change. That's a peaceful protest, unlike you cutting up in the streets like apes and monkeys who escaped the fucking downtown zoo. Because when the smoke clears, America will remain a country of law and order. And founders ensured this, and that's what we, the consenting party, agreed upon. So, with great fire and poise, we exposed it all tonight, ladies and gentlemen, with tact and strength. And now we've come to the end of our program. Let's look at some of the chat room gibberish and bullshit they're talking, if you will. But before we do that, let's go back and change this so you can see my beautiful face as I talk to you all. Shit came up, you know. But let's go to the comments, shall we? Anthony Morse, which I'm sure is a fake Anthony Morse, says, "Shots fired, Jimbo." He says, "Stop hiding and fight." Floridian Castleton says, "The whole thing is pre-recorded." Oh, really? You know, and how he lied on you. Pre-recorded, huh? But I'm reading your comments, you jackass. Then he goes, "Jimmy has Cyber now, who is now his new lover, you fucking idiot." Josh goes, "Sup, bro?" We don't know who the fuck he's talking to. Riots goes, Well, we know he's trying to say the fag word. Fake ass Stanley, the bitch ass nigga says, 7 wings ago. And that's it. The cowards couldn't come out tonight. They're too afraid to take on the voice of America. Even if I drop a link, they're afraid. Yeah. If only I knew that was the real Deacon, I would wrench you, but I doubt it. I doubt it. Text the real Deacon and see, but whatever. We're just gonna fucking delete some comments, shall we? Oh, such a waste of fucking time, you idiots. You're wasting your time and your lives, you broke bastards. Why don't you find something to do with yourselves? Like, get a job. How about that, there? What else do we got? Preach FBA spread misinformation. I don't know if that's the real Deacon, though. I don't know. If you're still watching and you're the real Deacon, text my phone. You got my number. I doubt it's the real Deacon, though. I seriously doubt it. Pre-recorded? Yeah, sure, buddy. I just read your comment. Now, with that said, we're gonna close out with that beautiful piece we showed earlier. Please stand by.
Where the Patriots set, red mega on the hat. Yeah, it's like that, and we ain't turning back. Bet you thinking that you brave with a different flag. Way to find out the hard way. You don't burn my flag. Raise up, put them stars in the sky. Raise up for American pride. Raise up, another term, Trump is back. Raise up, boy, I dare y'all to burn my flag. Raise up. So let me get this straight. You got your flag waving while you living where you hate. You snuck across the border cause you heard that it was great. And it is, now you wanna light our flag up in flames? That's the same thing, God, that we ain't headed left anymore. If we were, there'd be nothing left, that's for sure. Sending Ukraine money, but we got our own war. Hope you got your bags packed, cause you're about to get deported. Oh Lord, it's gonna get worse before it gets better. Cause we all know ain't nothing peaceful about these protesters. 45 on my hip and Trump is back for 47. But he's only one, man, we gotta do this all together. Where the Patriots set, red mega on the hat. Yeah, it's like that, and we ain't turning back. Bet you thinking that you brave with a different flag. Way to find out the hard way. You don't burn my flag. Raise up, put them stars in the sky. Raise up for American pride. Raise up, another term, Trump is back. Raise up, boy, I dare y'all to burn my flag. Raise up, you boys wanna start a fire and you started one. Better not protest in the street when my car's come. Telling me I need to chill, saying that I'm on one. But your boy is red pilled, I'm in it for the long run. Yeah, but I ain't running from intimidation. Like illegals when they running from the immigration. I love me and haters looking them right in their faces and laughing when their energy changes. I do this for our nation. They say it's lame, they say it's corny. No, it's lame, staying silent while they burning Old Glory. Either with me or against me, cause I'm riding to the death. For the red, white, blue, my only question. Where the Patriots set, red mega on the hat. Yeah, it's like that, and we ain't turning back. Bet you thinking that you brave with a different flag. Way to find out the hard way. You don't burn my flag. Raise up, put them stars in the sky. Raise up for American pride. Raise up, another term, Trump is back. Raise up, boy, I dare y'all to burn my flag. Raise up.
Thank you all, ladies and gentlemen. Excuse me, tongue tied, for coming out tonight. We really appreciate it. Pray for America. Pray for peace. around the world. And how dare you burn my flag?
Cannot resist it. You don't have the knowledge, you don't have the wisdom, you don't have the resources to understand that something's being put over on you. You cannot but help believe the definition of it as a free agent. But you believe yourself to be a free agent as a result of not being. That is to say, of being hopelessly unable to resist society's unpredictable.
Never going to get any better. Don't look for it. You have to admit to that. Because the owners of this country want that. I'm talking about the real owners. The real owners, the big wealthy business, control things, all the important decisions. But they're using the idea that you don't. You have no choice. You have owners. They own everything. They own everything. They own all the important things. They own control of lobbying to get what they want. Well, we know what they want. They want more for themselves. I'll tell you what they don't want.